Hello everyone, this hour on Verbling, the next in my Getting Results in Business series. Today we're continuing our unit on how to motivate. We'll be dealing with new vocabulary for motivation, and we'll be putting it into a realistic speaking activity, something that you may do at work. That's a bit about my class. Here's a bit about me. I'm Jon-Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out in Lisbon, Portugal, to bring you this class. By the way, here are 3 quick rules to help you participate. Don't forget to turn off, tune in, and open up, which means turn off your microphone when you're not speaking so we can keep the classroom nice and quiet. Tune in to the new words you're using when we're speaking so that I can give you feedback and corrections. And finally, open up to your classmates. Relax and have fun. We're all here to learn, and this is a safe and respectful place to practice your English. So, that's a bit about me. This is the class that we're working on. And, as always, to begin with, if you don't have the material, I will... Oh, I don't have the link there. So look, I'm going to give you a link to our notes first. So you'll see that, and I'll write notes. So now in your chat window, you have a link to the notes. You can open it if you like. New vocabulary, corrections, and things like that will go in the notes. And while that's opening, let me see if I can give you a link to the presentation that we're doing as well. So for that, it's the same link we used last week. So I'm just going to go to last Tuesday, I think it was, because I had to do testing last week, so I wasn't available the whole week. Let's see if I can. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So now, in your Verbling chat window, you're going to have 2 links. The second link I'll label presentation. And there you go. Okay, so if you want to open this presentation on your computer and see it nice and big, go right ahead and do that. Feel free. All right, we're going to get started. Let's see. So far, we've got Hussein. And
hello.
And hi, how are you?
Very well.
Very good, very good. And Abraham, nice to see you again. Nice to have you back.
Hello.
All right, so Yuki and Giuseppe will probably be floating in at some point, and maybe Carmen as well. But we're going to get started. Do you remember last week when I asked you to begin with to talk about the picture, and I gave you 4 steps you could go through to describe a picture? Well, you don't have to do that today, but just as a little review of the vocabulary that we've been learning, what I would like you to do is look at the picture and tell me what it has to do with the theme of motivation. What does it mean to you? So what you could do is describe something you see in general, and then tell me how it's connected to the theme of motivation. So why don't you go ahead, Hussein, first. Tell me what you see, and tell me what you think it has to do with motivation, thematically, that is.
Okay, there's a relaxable place in the photo. And
a relaxing place, yeah?
Relaxing place.
Right, right.
And there's a tree, and also there's a table. There's some stuff on the table. I think there's a glass, and there's another thing, I don't know.
It looks like maybe a cup and a bowl.
Yeah.
Not a glass, because a glass would be made of glass. So we'd probably call that a cup and a bowl, and there's a single tree out there in the distance. Good.
Yeah, and also there's a sea, and we can see the weather. The weather is very good.
So what do you think what's the connection to the theme of motivation? What are they trying to tell us about motivation? Is it something to do with relaxation? What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. It's about relaxation, I think. And maybe To motivate people, sometimes they need breaks,
They need to,
and
they need breaks, or they need to take a break. Right.
they need to take a break.
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let
And
me ask. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
no, that's it. Okay.
Let me ask Abraham. I want you to comment on what Hussein has just said. You can agree, disagree, add a new comment, or you could extend a comment that he made. What do you think about his idea that we all need to take a break?
I agree with you, Sen.
Mhm.
I think it can be a good reward after your hard work.
A good reward after your hard work. Okay, good.
I think there was a word maybe incentive.
Absolutely, that's one of our vocabulary words. It's an incentive to hard work, or an incentive to do hard work. Very good. Absolutely. And what do you think the picture is trying to tell us? That we should be relaxed, or do you think it's trying to say more than just that?
We first we should work hard. After that, we can relax in this place. So it's yes, that's
Okay, good. I would say something else too. If you remember, I don't know if you were here in the first class a week ago for this one, but I was saying it's not just that it's relaxing, it's also that it's not cluttered. In other words, there's not a lot of stuff in the picture. It's not cluttered. You have a clear view of the horizon. So I think that what stresses people out at work is if they can't see the horizon. What I mean is metaphorically, they can't see it. They don't know where they're going. They don't know where they are, and they don't know where they're going. There always has to be an end in sight. So I think this picture is a little bit metaphorical in the sense that if you can unclutter your landscape and see all the way to the horizon, you'll be motivated because you'll feel in control of yourself. And the one thing you look at here is that there's straight lines everywhere. It's out of nature, but everything is sort of straight lines and geometric. You get the sense that everything has its place and that you're in control. So I would just add that. Maybe this has to do with motivation, because if you can unclutter your landscape and put everything in its place, you'll feel in control and you'll be more motivated to work. And I also agree that being relaxed is a incentive to do hard work, like the reward you get afterwards. All right, very good. So we're going to move forward. Let me just point out the objectives. This unit, we're talking about motivation at work. When do you talk about motivation at work? Well, usually when you're not working, when you're socializing. So we're going to add the skill of small talk, a second objective. So working on small talk skills, expressions we could use, things like that. You might have to get back to work, so we're going to be dealing with exiting a conversation. What's the polite way to excuse yourself? And then towards the end of the unit, maybe on this week, it'll probably be Wednesday or Thursday, we'll work on using question forms, revising question forms, something like that. Okay? All right, so we're going to get started here. We've already done a set of vocabulary. Last week we did the starting point. We had a little discussion about things that motivate us. We started with the working with words section. We read a short text with some very good vocabulary like incentive schemes, bonuses, non-cash rewards, boosting morale, fostering loyalty. Okay, we worked on those by matching a definition, and we're going to pick up today. We're going to work on a second set of vocabulary, as we usually do. It's usually 2 sets. So first of all, we're going to start off by just using our listening skills. We'll be listening to 3 people talking about their jobs, and then we're going to answer the questions below. Okay? Everyone read a question out loud so we know what we're listening for. Abraham, read number 1 for us.
What job they do?
Right. What job do they do?
What job do they do?
Right. Okay, and Hussein, read the second.
What benefits, rewards, and incentives does their company provide?
Good. By the way, provide with a V. Provide.
Provide.
Oh, wait a second. Vide.
Provide.
Yeah, there you go.
Provide.
So you've really got to put your bottom lip on your front two teeth to get the V sound. Your lip has to contact your teeth. Provide. One more time.
Provide.
There you go. Practice that 100 times, and you'll be perfect by tomorrow. Okay. And let's see. Yuki, is everything okay? Because you keep disappearing. Are you in?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
What number I read?
Number 3, please.
Number 3. What other factors give them job satisfaction?
Okay, very good. So I want you to listen actively to try to answer those 3 questions. Okay? We'll see if we can answer them after one listening. Okay, we'll see how far we get, but if necessary, I can read it twice. I really want you to use your ears. I don't want you to read this. I want you to listen carefully and listen actively. Okay? If you like, later I can give you the transcription and you can see exactly what was being said. But for now, we're just going to use our ears. Okay, here we go. These are a little bit long, but let's give it a try. Claudia is first. Well, I don't know if it's Claudia or Claudia. I don't know where she's from. Let's find out. She says, my job involves visiting different hotels to sell various ranges of soap, shampoo, and other toiletries for their guests. My sales territory, so hard to read the text here, my sales territory covers the whole of Germany and Austria. I love my job. I get lots of fulfillment from meeting people and from travel. I can't imagine being stuck in the same place all the time. I also value the autonomy the job gives me. I have to report to my manager once a week, but apart from that, I'm responsible for all day-to-day decisions and organization. Because I'm on the road so much of the time, I'm provided with the essential benefits like an iPhone and a laptop. And the company car. Of course, I get quite a good basic salary, but what is also very important for me is the amount I can earn in commission. I get 15% of everything I sell, and there's no upper limit. And that's the big incentive for me because I'm one of the top-selling salespeople. My company are very generous with rewards too. You know, merchandise, vouchers, social events. I do think these help me to do my job better. It's nice to be acknowledged and recognized for achievements. So that was Claudia. Next is Peter, the guy in the middle. Every day we have sales competitions with lots of prizes, and each dealership has to send in figures for the month to the head office, you know, to show them how well they're doing. And then, if you've met your targets, you get reward vouchers for things like, I don't know, a hot air balloon trip or a spa treatment or something. I usually give these to someone else on my sales team, whoever deserves them. I think it works well. It motivates them. But the real value of the prizes is that it helps make people feel appreciated. Positive feedback are very important. They do a lot for job satisfaction. Managers like myself don't get monthly prizes. The real incentive for us is that if we make the grade, we get invited on a special trip once a year. It really makes you feel positive about working for the company. You feel valued, like an important member of the team. Last year, it was a week in Africa and a chance to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. That's something I'll never forget. The company also thinks that our development is important for staff morale. So there are lots of opportunities for training, not just staff development, but non-professional training like horticulture or painting and that kind of thing. So It's a popular benefit of the job, but one of the biggest perks is the very generous staff discount we get on all of our models. When you're talking about a new car, you're talking about lots of money. Okay, that was Peter. And now our last audio from Macy on the left side there. On the right side. Macy says, there are a lot of popular misconceptions about the job. You know, people seem to think that you get to travel all over the world and see different countries every week. But that's only true on long-haul flights. But most of the time, it's fast turnaround, back to checking seatbelts and serving drinks. So on a regular basis, travel really isn't that exciting. But one of the benefits is the staff discount. Me and my husband, my kids, even my parents, we get hugely reduced fares when we use the airline. And that's when we can really travel and see the world. The salary is okay, a little below average perhaps, but the compensation plan is good. Let's see. It includes a profit-sharing scheme, a non-contributory pension plan. We have private medical insurance, and there are incentives like attendance rewards, and on-time bonuses. So, all in all, yeah, it's a pretty good deal. One of the good things about the company is that we do get appreciation when we do our jobs well. Senior management actually comes around and thanks us personally when we've met our targets, and that certainly gives me a sense of achievement. Okay, so now you've heard all three people talking about basically what motivates them in their jobs and what kind of incentives and rewards they get. So first, what do they do? Let's see how much you got from the first listening. What do they do? What does Claudia do? Or Claudia, I should say.
Claudia's job is visiting different hotels. She changed the toiletry.
Okay.
The hotel.
No one knows. What does Peter do?
Peter is sales.
You can give an educated guess.
Peter's job, yeah.
He's dealing with salesmen.
Say again? Wait. Wait, one second. Let's go back to Claudia. Wait. Let's go back to Claudia. Wait.
Claudia.
So, you're right about the toiletries, but what is her? You're absolutely right. That's what she deals with. But what's her actual job? Did you catch her job role?
Marketing.
A little bit more than just, not exactly marketing. Almost. Salesperson. She's a sales rep. And that's our word for today. She's our sales rep. So in our notes, number 20 is going to be sales rep, which means representative. So she's a sales rep, and Yuki's right. She deals with toiletries at the hotel.
Yes, I'm
okay,
sorry.
Very good.
Not a change.
And what about Peter? What did you catch?
Sales, yeah. Peter's job.
Can everyone hear me?
Could you repeat again?
Well, our big clue about Peter was at the very end of his little speech. Yeah. What does he do?
I think Peter's job is also sales.
Repeat what? The question or Peter's monologue?
Can you hear me?
Can everyone hear me okay? It seems like there's some delay.
Yes, we can hear you, but I think you have an echo or something. You hear us after we talk.
Really?
Maybe there is a delay.
Yeah, I can hear you, Yuki, but it's late. Look, let me see if I can. Maybe I should re-enter the Hangout. What do you think? Can everyone hang out? Hold on just a minute, and I'll come back in.
Okay.
Okay? All right, I'll be right back. Okay, can everyone hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, I
Okay,
can.
all right. So I think the problem. I think Yuki might have had the delay. I'm not sure if it was me or not, but let's see. Okay, can everyone see the slide as well? How to motivate number 5?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I completely agree that Claudia is a sales rep dealing in toiletries. Our big clue about Peter was at the very end of his monologue. He said something was very expensive. It was a lot of money. Do you remember what he said was very expensive at the very end of his monologue?
Car.
Cars.
Car.
Cars. Right. So, what do you think Peter's job is if he's talking about cars? What's his exact job?
Rent a car.
Right, but what's his role? Is he renting cars himself? I don't think so.
He's a salesman of the car.
He works there, I think. He works in a rent a car, so he sells the car. He rents the car, but the cars are not his.
That's right. And I agree with both of you, but one important point. Remember when he talked about the vouchers and he says he gives them to other people. So, who's he giving them to?
He's the boss, maybe.
He's the boss, exactly. So Peter is the manager of a car dealership.
Ah,
So
he
he's the
works
manager.
Sorry.
Yeah. So he's the manager of the dealership. So that doesn't mean that he's not renting them. He might be renting them and selling them. It depends, but basically he's the manager, and the salespeople work under him. They're his subordinates. Okay. So we've got sales rep, manager, and finally Macy. That was the easiest, I think. What does Macy do?
She's working in travel agency. No? Airline. She's working for airline company.
That's right. And
Right.
what do you think she does, Yuki?
She's job is stewardess. No?
Yeah, she's a stewardess.
Yes.
Nowadays we have to say flight attendant
Flight attendant. Yes.
because we don't really use those words anymore. So 2021 and 22, we've got sales rep, manager, flight attendant. So we've got 3 jobs, and now we're going to look at the other questions. What benefits and rewards and incentives does their company provide? That's the main thing. Let's see how much you can remember, and if necessary, we'll look at it and read it again. So what do you remember? What benefits and rewards do you remember? We can go in any order. It doesn't matter.
I can say about Claudia.
Sure.
Claudia has a laptop and has a iPhone from her company, and also when she sells something, she gets the 50% of the money.
Yeah, which we call what? What's the word for that when you get a percentage?
50-50. Yeah.
Commission.
Commission is right. Right? And by the way, not 50, but 15. 1-5.
Okay, 15.
She gets a 15% commission. That's our keyword, commission. Okay? By the way, it's already there on the screen on our notes, number 17, so I'm not going to add it again. But that's right. Okay. And what about Peter? Does he get a commission? He doesn't get a commission. He's the boss. What does he get?
He workers who achieve a result can receive a special trip, can have a opportunity to do a trip, special trip.
Wait, hang on one second. 2 things. 1, workers, no. They're not in a factory, so it would be employees.
Employees.
Right, not
firstly,
workers.
employee can have a feedback.
Right. And the second thing is, who gets the trip? The employees or the management?
Both, maybe.
Not both. Not both.
It's for training, so. No.
So the management gets a yearly trip, and they went to the Himalayas one time. The management gets the yearly trip. The employees, what happens is Peter gets these vouchers as a reward, and he gives them to the employees who deserve rewarding. So in effect, it's the employees who get the vouchers, like they can go to a spa or something like that, these little perks, and Peter...
Discount for all car models.
The voucher would be a discount, like a ticket that you get in your hand, you bring it to a place, and the perk means another way to say benefit. So a perk of the job is that you get a voucher which will give you a discount, or a voucher which gives you a free product or service. So the perk is the voucher, and going back to the trip, if Peter surpasses a sales record or whatever, or makes the quota that he has to make, he and the other managers, because it sounds like this is like a franchise or something like that, he and the other managers get rewarded with a yearly trip where they're shown that they're appreciated, basically, and it seems like it depends. They're rewarded on how well their team does. That's what it sounded like. Okay? So there's a sales competition with prizes, and the employees get vouchers, and also there was something about training. They get training development too. They can get extra training to help them with their sales, if I'm not mistaken. We can take a look again. Last one was Macy. Did she get any benefit to rewards?
Yes, she gets a discount for flies.
That's right. She had reduced fares. Right.
His salary is not the best, but it's okay. And she gets on-time bonuses.
She gets on-time bonuses. That's right.
And the management thanks her personally his effort, so it's good for her.
Okay, sounds good. And
she can get reduce of fare of airline. Also, she can get a pension plan, and medical insurance is also insured.
Right.
And there is an on-time bonus.
Right. So putting those things together, we have the one thing you didn't mention was profit sharing. She's invited into the profit sharing scheme of the company, which seems a weird thing from an airline, but okay, that's what she said. So profit sharing scheme, she said non-contributory pension plan. Do you have any idea what that means? Non-contributory pension plan. Why do you think they specify that it's non-contributory?
What does it mean?
Exactly. I want to ask the whole class, what do you think that means, non-contributory pension plan? Remember, in Western countries, we don't have guaranteed health care. Well, in the UK they do, but in America we really don't. So what would you guess is non-contributory pension plans? First of all, what's a pension plan? Let's clarify that.
Maybe pension is paid for in all cases. Every time you can get a pension. It depends on. It not depend on. It's
retirement money.
Retirement money, right? Pension plan is retirement money, and non-contributory means that you don't pay for it. So that's important. A lot of companies will have a kind of a, shared payment plan where everyone can pay and the money together gets invested, and if you don't trust your hedge fund manager, they might just put it in their pocket or lose the money. There's a certain element of risk. This is a little different because you're not actually paying in, so whether you get it or lose it doesn't really matter. I mean, of course you're counting on it, but you're not going to lose money that you personally invested. So that's pretty good. And the other one here I'm putting there is medical insurance as well. Okay, So on page 5 and 6, you can see some of that vocabulary. We've got on-time bonuses, profit-sharing scheme, non-contributory pension plan, medical insurance, attendance awards. Also, it's another thing that she mentioned. So I guess if she has perfect attendance or something like that, then she gets some kind of little reward, probably monetary, I would assume. Okay. Well, I think we've covered it well enough. You got the general idea. What we're going to do here is take a look at the vocabulary. Which of these words from the audio that you just heard from all three people, which of these words is A, material, or B, non-material? For example, a profit-sharing scheme is a material benefit because you're getting money. Fulfillment is a non-material benefit. We didn't actually talk about what fulfills them. So actually maybe we really ought to clarify that, or it's going to be a little bit confusing. Let me see if you can remember one thing each that they've mentioned about fulfillment. Let's see if you can remember. So does Claudia feel fulfilled in any particular way?
Yes, she does.
I agree. In what way?
She felt like it is good to be recognizable and
she said it's good to be recognized for her achievements.
Yeah, and something else, I don't remember.
And that she also mentioned in general autonomy. She only has to report to work once a week. Like she's totally on her own. She likes to travel. She likes meeting people. So, but the main thing was that she feels that she's recognized for her achievements because she gets, what was it? Vouchers if she does well. There are social events, and of course she gets her commission. And there's no upper limit on her commission. If she makes $1 million, she gets 15% of $1 million. Apparently, that's what they said. Okay, Peter really only mentioned one thing in particular. Do you remember? Remember, Peter's the guy that got to go to the Himalayas. He gets a yearly, what do you call it? A yearly trip somewhere, and
most probably traveling.
Special what?
Traveling.
That's true. He likes the traveling, but he mentioned something else, which was a non-material benefit.
Maybe he can give satisfaction her employees by giving them vouchers.
Painting, no?
Well, painting was one of the one of the special like non-career development training that they could get, or something like that.
Non-professional.
Non-professional, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Well, I kind of agree. Who said about the employees? I couldn't see who was talking.
Me.
Me is Abraham, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. He talked a lot about praise. So I think part of it was that he liked being able to do something for the staff, give them rewards. So he passes on the vouchers. And he liked being praised and being given positive feedback, and the trips were that. So if I'm not mistaken, he was really talking about just being, well, it's almost the same, being recognized, but specifically being given praise. That's a good keyword, praise. That means when someone says something good about you, they praise you. So he mentioned praise. And, say again?
I mean, does praise mean compliment?
Yes, it means compliment, but in the context of achievement.
Okay.
We talked about how to give praise in an earlier unit, and I mentioned the Avon technique. We call it the praise sandwich. You say something good, something specific, and something good. You say something that needs to be improved, and then you finish it off with something specific and good. That way, you wrap your negative criticism inside of positive criticism, and people don't even know they're being criticized. It's the old Avon technique for how to motivate salespeople in the Avon makeup company, right? This was like a technique they used. So if you praise right, you can in fact soften the blow if you've got something critical to say. You phrase it as an area that needs to be improved, not a negative. So anyway, basically praise is what he said, at least what I got. Last one was Macy. Macy said quite a few things, actually. She mentioned quite a few things.
She said she likes when his boss thanks her personally, his effort.
That's true. The management comes around and thanks the staff personally. That's true.
She can get appreciation of a good job from management. So such a sense, this kind of sense of achievement sparks her to work hard.
This kind of sense of achievement does what to get her to work hard?
It's a target, hard target for job. Sense of achievement
is an incentive for her.
It's an incentive.
Incentive. Yeah, incentive. I agree. It's an incentive for her. And she mentioned something else too. She likes to travel. She just likes to travel. She likes to go around seeing different countries. And what else? Well, I think it was just those two things. She likes to travel. She gets to see different countries on long-haul flights, and the senior management come around and thank them personally. And so it's not just that it's praise; it's that it's personal. So they take the time to talk to them and treat them like human beings. If only that were the case everywhere. We should all be so lucky. Okay. Now that we've generated lots of vocabulary about material and non-material benefits, what I want us to do is go around and just label these things material or non-material. I think it'll be pretty obvious, but the point is you do this so that the vocabulary is kind of fresh in your memory, and then we're going to do a little speaking activity where we have to decide how to motivate our staff, okay? So, profit sharing's been done, fulfillment's been done. Abraham, sorry. The next one is company car. What's that?
It's a material benefit.
Of course, it's a material thing, so it's a material benefit. Let's go around the room from right to left. On my screen, it's Abraham, Ahmed, Hussein, and Yuki. So, Ahmed?
What does autonomy mean?
Autonomy means that no one is breathing down your neck. You do your job independently. Autonomy is independence.
Okay, non-material.
It is non-material. So autonomy is a way of saying that you can be responsible for yourself without anyone telling you what to do. Okay? And Hussein, next?
Feel valued, non-material benefits.
Right. So these are pretty obvious, I think. But anyway, we're going to read them just to have them in our memory. Yuki, next line.
Be acknowledged. Non-material benefits.
I agree. Keep going, Abraham.
Commission. It's a material benefit.
Why is that? Because you get what?
Percentage of your
sales.
Sales, yes.
Yeah, that's it. It's a material benefit because you get a percentage of money from your sales. Right. Okay, Ahmed, next.
Staff discount. I don't know. It has something to do with money, and
of course,
something to do with satisfaction.
Yeah, but the main thing is that it's about money, right?
Okay, the material benefits.
Yeah, because it's not abstract, and a discount is something concrete. You might even have a coupon in your hand. So we'd say it's material because it's about money.
Okay.
Whereas feeling great, right? That's non-material. Okay, Hussein, what do you think?
Attendance reward, material benefits.
Of course, because
reward is a material thing, and it's not a feeling.
It's not a feeling, and it's a reward is almost always money, right? Yeah. Almost always. Okay. And Yuki, we're on to
appreciation. Appreciation is a non-material benefit because you are appreciated. When you are appreciated, when you are praised, you feel satisfaction, and it motivate for better work.
Mm-hmm. When you say motivate, you always have to say motivate in a person. It motivates you.
It sparks you to work better.
It what?
It sparks you.
Oh, perks is not a verb. Perks is a noun. Perks is a noun. Listen, there's a verb which is to perk up. That's a verb, but that means something different. Perk is always a noun. Perk in itself is a noun. So a company car is a perk. Clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay, so it doesn't perk you. It motivates you. It incentivizes you. That's a little bit fancy. I would say it motivates you is probably better.
It motivates you to work better.
That's it. That's it. Perks is a good word, but I'll put a little parenthesis. So number 30 says perk, but I'm going to put a little parenthetical there that says N for noun, because we don't really use it as a verb. Okay, Abraham, keep going down the list. What's next?
On-time bonus. It's material benefits.
Right, because again, bonus and reward mean money. And Ahmed?
Okay, compensation plan. Money as well.
Because compensation means what here?
Compensation. Because I was thinking of that word, pension. Yeah, that's why I said is material benefit. I really don't know. What does compensation mean?
Well, it is a material benefit. It is. So compensation plan, compensation is your salary, basically.
Okay.
So that means that there's some kind of negotiation where you can be part of the plan to negotiate what your salary is going to be. Maybe you can decide what your goals are. Maybe you can decide what your rewards are if you achieve certain goals. So rather than just being given to you, I'm not saying that you get to negotiate. I'm saying that it may be negotiable, maybe. But compensation basically means your salary, what you get. All right, and Hussein, next.
Positive feedback, non-material benefits.
Absolutely, it's not a tangible thing. It's what people say about you. Okay, and Yuki?
Personal development, it's non-material benefit.
Do you remember one example of personal development?
You are talking about what they said, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe Peter said that his employees have a training, so it kind of personal development. It lead to the personal development for every employees. Yeah.
Yeah. If the training was about how to play guitar, or then it's personal development. If the training is about sales, then it's professional development. Right? So here it's personal, so it's going to be something non-work related. So like if it's language training, that might fall under personal development. If it's like, learning Tibetan, right? If it's learning English, it'd probably be considered professional development. So in other words, it's really a perk. This is really a perk. It's something that's not directly job related, but something that adds to the well-being of the employee. So basket weaving, I don't know. Gymnastics, I don't know what it is. Tai Chi, maybe.
Painting.
Painting, right? Yeah, that's true. That's what it was. Painting and something else. I can't remember. Okay, praise. I think we all know what that means. We've already talked about it, right? So Abraham, what about the next one?
Praise is a non-material benefits.
Okay, and Ahmed, satisfaction.
Okay, it is non-material benefits.
Again, it's a feeling.
Yeah, it
And
is.
Hussein?
Private medical insurance and material benefits.
Absolutely. By the way, remember that if we're talking about private insurance, it means that it's covering things that state insurance or what we call Social Security doesn't cover. So that can be, and if it's in the States, it's because there is no state Social Security. It doesn't really exist. Something like it exists, but only with Obama, and it's limited. So when you get a package, like here where I live, if it includes dental, that's a big thing, because dental isn't really included unless it's a serious problem. It's not included in the state Social Security. Not that I've seen, anyway. Okay, and Yuki, the last one.
Non-contributory pension plan is a non-material benefit.
Why would it be non-material?
Because sorry, it's a material.
Yeah. It's your retirement money.
Yes.
Right?
It's money.
So that doesn't mean that you don't receive your state retirement. It means that on top of that, the company is providing something. And again, non-contributory, who does not have to contribute?
It what Mashi said. She no.
Who is exempt from payments? Who is the non-contributory party? Her or the company?
Employee of the company can get a non-contributory pension plan. No.
True, but who doesn't pay? That's what
I think company. No.
No, the employee.
I think it's the employee.
Yeah, because the employer will provide this thing.
Yeah, and I can double check. I mean, I'm pretty sure about this, but let me just double check quickly so I'm not telling you something wrong. Hold on a second here. Non-contributory pension plan, a pension plan that is fully paid by the employer requiring no employee contributions. A pension where the pensioner or employee makes no contributions, instead the employer makes all contributions on the pensioner's behalf. This contrasts with most pension plans where both the employee and employer make contributions. So like I think in America we have this, I guess it's like the 401k or something like that, those things you always hear about, where the company puts in a percentage, you put in a percentage. The whole thing is like traded on a stock market somewhere. And during the housing crisis of 2008 till now, the housing bubble and the resulting financial collapse, a lot of people lost their pension plans. So that was pretty rough.
Usually non-contributory pension plan paid for by the employer. Yeah.
Right.
And not the employee.
Not the employee.
Yes.
Right.
So I think company pays the pension.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Yep. It's the company who pays, not you. Okay, I want you to keep those words in mind. And here's what I want you to do. First, I want you to discuss 3 points, and I've put the main vocabulary on the screen for you this time. In the next one, you won't have it, but for this time, you will. Which of the material benefits are standard in your country? Hussein, you're in Turkey, right?
Yeah, that's true. I think the private medical insurance.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's compulsory, I think, as far as I know. I'm not sure.
So there is state Social Security, and there's a compulsory private medical plan if you've got a contract or something.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure, but as far as I know, if you work in a private company, they must provide you a medical insurance.
Well, it makes sense. They have to do it here as well. Even if you're a freelancer, they have to do something. there's some kind of insurance that they have to have. I'm not exactly sure what it covers because, believe me, I've never seen anyone actually use it. So, but I know I have to sign papers. If I work at a private school, I have to sign insurance papers, and I have no idea what it's for. But I know that if I go to, if I have certain treatments or whatever, I know that I pay and I get reimbursed from it. Some percentage will be reimbursed. So it sounds compulsory throughout Europe, actually. Okay. And Abraham, how does that contrast with where you are? Where are you again? I can't remember.
I live in Hungary.
In Hungary. Okay, right. So what's it like in Hungary? Is it the same as the rest of Europe? Hungary's a little different, isn't it?
Maybe a bit, but it depends on the company where you work. I work in Deutschland, maybe, or companies.
You work in a German company?
German company, yes, sorry.
Right, okay.
We can get their company car if we work hard after 1 or 2 years, maybe. On-time bonuses, compensation plan. What was it exactly? Compensation plan when you got vouchers and like this?
Well, for me, it would. To me personally, I could be wrong about this, but to me personally, I would say it means you can negotiate all of those things you mentioned and your salary. That you can say, look, I want a stock option. You know, I want a profit-sharing margin. In other words, they give you some ability to do a performance-based compensation, a performance-based salary, rather than giving you the package. I think you have some say in it. So this is like a white-collar type job. We're not talking about the kind of work. See, I can't talk about it because as a teacher, this doesn't exist. Only if you have collective bargaining, your union can try to get something for you. But as an individual, especially a freelancer, it doesn't exist. So it's a bit out of my experience. But all of you are professionals. All of you have had real jobs. So you might know better than me. But I think it means that you have some negotiating power. You might be able to get a stock option as well. You might be able to get a certain reward scheme. You might be able to have input on it. That's what I would say.
Yes, I think you can get compensation plan then too. When we work the weekend too, we can get more money. It's compensation plan or it's not?
Is it a commission? Is it a percentage? Or is it just a bonus that's a more general reward?
It's a general reward.
Okay, so it's a bonus. And if you can negotiate the bonus and say, look, if we achieve this goal, then I want X, Y, or Z, then yeah, I think it could be.
Okay, then not compensation plan, it was okay. And private medical insurance too.
Oh, okay, good. I was just trying to see if I could find a quick example of compensation plans as well. Hold on a second. I have a little bit of information about how to create one, but not one. I'll see if I can find something for tomorrow. I don't have anything offhand that I can give an example. Wait, maybe I've just got one that might work from the Wall Street Journal. Hang on, just let's see, it's this one. One second. Oh, it takes so long to open a web page when I got the Hangout open. 1 second. Cheniere Energy is abandoning its plan to issue 30 million shares. Look at this. So this is a recent article in the Wall Street Journal. I don't know how to say their name. Cheniere, I guess. Cheniere, it's French. Is abandoning its plan to issue 30 million shares to executives and other employees after running into opposition from investors. And the title of the article is Cheniere Energy cancels proposed compensation plan. Okay, so I'll put that in the chat window for you to look if you want to see. But so you can see immediately that what I was saying is right. It says the decision follows shareholder suits protesting previous stock grants to employees. So as part of their compensation plan, they were getting they're getting shares, and I guess the investors, the board, maybe the board or the people that the share owners, the investors, thought that that wasn't fair. And during a time of crisis, you have to be very careful about your bonuses. There's been huge bonuses, unprecedented bonuses given out at a time when companies are laying off, hundreds of thousands of people, and banks are going belly up and everything. So this has been a huge issue in the business press for a long time. But anyway, there you can see an example if you take a look at that article. It doesn't really say whether, well, this has got to be, what's the word? It's got to be the executives negotiating, because the executives are the ones who have the final say. So it's not someone giving them a plan. They're negotiating, and that's what they wanted, because they're executives. So anyway, that's a quick example of compensation.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I don't want to run out of time, so we've got just a minute or two. But actually, I'd like to hear from Ahmed and Yuki before we finish this discussion. How are things in Saudi Arabia? Do you have compensation plans? Do you have benefits? Is it the same as in Europe? Do you have health plans and things like that? How does it work?
Well, when I worked in a company, I had private medical insurance,
right,
and staff discount. It is by they were standard.
Okay.
Yeah, but when I moved to the college to work there, I have this commission if I work like more extra hours or something like that. Sorry, not commission, sorry. On-time bonus.
On-time bonus.
On-time bonus, sorry. But there is something about courses sometimes. If you can market some courses, you might get commission.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Marketing how? You mean if you get students in?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I see.
Students came through you or something like that, or by you, yeah.
That reminds me, I have to ask you about a college in Saudi Arabia, because I applied to one. I have to send you the link and you tell me if you know anything about it.
Okay.
It's probably the one you're working at.
I don't think so.
Well, okay. I'll send you the link. You tell me if you know it.
No.
And Yuki, what about you?
Yes.
You were in a company for 10 years, right? Before
yes,
you were teaching.
Before I worked in I worked in electronic manufacturer in Tokyo, and I think traditionally Japanese company regards their employees as a member of family, so quite good material benefit are prepared for every employee. It depends on the profession, but salesmen usually have a company car, and
it might be better to say sales reps, because not all salespeople are men.
Salesperson.
Yeah, salespeople or sales reps. Yeah.
Salespeople can get a company car for their job, and they can earn, they can get a commission, or if they achieve a good result of sales.
You can say earn a commission. That's okay, because it's money, and you earn money.
They can earn commission, and there are some staff discount prepared. Maybe when I had worked in this company, I can get electric goods for discounted prices. I could buy a product with discount. So, and attendance reward. Attendance reward. Yes, attendance reward. Maybe there is no attendance reward because it take for granted for Japanese workers to go to company every day.
Right.
Even sometimes they cancel their right to have a holiday.
Absolutely, work is the holiday.
Yes. Bonus is good.
We're going to have to leave it there for today. Hang on just a second. Let me get my camera on. We're going to have to leave it there for today. Tomorrow, we're going to start with the speaking activity, which is basically what we're going to do is take this vocabulary, have a little business meeting where we decide how to motivate our employees. And we're then going to begin the next section, the business skills section, where we're going to look at the art of small talk, things that can be said, key expressions that you might want to use that are, safe in the workplace. In other words, kind of the standard way to make small talk. That we probably won't finish all in one class, so we'll probably extend to the next class. And then by the end of the week, we'll be working on revision of some grammar points, always in the same context. On Fridays, I'm doing a different class, so the very last activity will probably be next Monday, where we put everything together into a speaking task, which we call the case study, where you read about a company, look at an interesting situation, and then try to simulate it in the classroom. So that will probably not be on Friday, but the following Monday, just so you know. Okay, so questions or comments, send me a message. I'm going to send you a link with some homework to practice this vocabulary, and we'll finish up this part tomorrow at the same hour. Bye for now, everyone. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. See you.
Bye-bye.